anytime your names come up in conversation, people are like, oh my God, are they as crazy as they were on the show? And I'm like, no, they're not. They just understood the assignment, which is something that all three of us, I think, have always really related to each other on. We were there to film a TV show. If we're not bringing it, there's no TV show. And you have more fun when you bring it.
100%.
But with that comes a lot of misconceptions. So what is the biggest misconception about you guys that you think is out there?
I would say they're all pretty on brand. I don't know. I don't
really.
I don't think anything's like
that
seems
outrageous?
all logical. Like based off our behavior.
You think that your character on the show is very true to who you are?
No, I think like the lunacy of it is
right. But that's what I mean.
I think the fact that people thought we had such a tumultuous relationship is the biggest misconception.
Okay,
like all the fighting, it's like we could never have sustained a relationship being in that kind of relationship.
For sure.
And it's understandable because we did play it out and we played it up.
Yep.
And, when you're like going through things, sometimes it starts feeling real and being real too. Like, if I really saw Spencer flirting with someone, I'm going to really get upset because I'm like, okay.
Even though that was the plan.
Even though if it's the plan.
No, I know.
It becomes real. It's like,
I get it.
Okay, now I'm really, it sounds fun to do a plan. And then when you do it,
you're like,
and then you step back and you're like, oh, that was the plan. And, so it can get that way. And so then that does come across well. Like when Spencer just sent me the TikTok of Gerard Butler saying when he was in 300, how he got so into the character. Like you understand, the acting becomes part of that. So the misunderstanding of us having such a fighting relationship, because the truth is, it was the exact opposite in real life.
Right.
Like we go home and have a normal life and watch movies and be in the music studio. And Spencer's always been my biggest cheerleader and advocate. And so I think that was the biggest and the hardest part is that Spencer's actually like one of the most selfless people and like such a teammate and he has no ego attached to it. He just wants like success and what's the best. And he's so smart and he has a plan and, it's always so strategic. It's not like this crazy wild.
Right.
It's like, no, Spencer is, very meticulous and, calculated. So that's always frustrating that he kind of got the brunt of, the negative portion of it when he was, I would say the key success of that show continuing at that moment.
It's not, I didn't make this up. It was on MSN, the media outlet, but there's a list of who actually ended up being the villain of The Hills. And
who was
MSN News, it wasn't me. I'm not going to say the person's name.
Was it me?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to say that person's name.
I got you. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
The narrator of the show actually was the villain.
Wow.
You check Google.
On Yahoo, this just came out.
This is breaking news.
Actually, my Wi-Fi is not working.
I'll send you the link.
I have it as my back screensaver.
I'll show you right now.
So that could be a misconception. If you look really. But that's just the media.
I think today's world is very different than it was when The Hills was on, when Laguna Beach was on. I think some of the stuff that happened then, people see it in a very different light now. That's all I'm going to say about that subject.
Yeah, I totally.
But to your point, though, about, again, it goes back to if your guys' relationship on the show is perfect, there is no story. And your point to him flirting, I remember when I came on, Brody and I had like a fake relationship and he and Jade pretended like they broke up and Brody and I were dating. They were together the entire time. I still to this day am like, how was Jade okay with that? I wouldn't have been. I could have never done what you did where my real boyfriend is pretending to go and flirt with a girl or whatever. It would have driven me crazy.
There was a point where I was like, okay, we're getting married and I'm done with this.
For sure.
I don't want to have these fake stories. I was like, I'd rather just not be on the show anymore than continue doing this at this point. Like we've done it. We did that work. It's the same thing over and over. Like Spencer always said, why didn't I flirt with a guy or whatever? It's like the continual Spencer flirting with other girls and not being into Heidi.
Because Heidi's a really good flirt. So she could have knocked that scene out. They were filming the wrong flirt. Okay?
Damn it. If only you could go back in time.
I keep saying.
This was Spencer's pitch the other day. So I'm just
my pitch the other day, if they wanted a hit show, they would have filmed Heidi. Not like they didn't film Heidi. Like the Heidi that was playing all her games with me and had you know.
Heidi and I talked about
Yeah.
at dinner 2 months ago. We're like,
Yeah.
we should do a show. But it's like,
Yeah, I
we've
know.
got kids. Like, we can't. We know
I
what it
know.
takes to have a good show.
I
We
know.
can't do it anymore.
It's hard because when you're on it, you want the success and you want it, and you're
Yeah.
being paid, and that's the hard thing too. When you're a professional person, it's like not showing up to work.
Exactly.
It's like they're paying you to be a personality, to
Yeah.
do a certain job, and if you don't show up, first of all, you're not working again.
Exactly.
Yeah, they also-
And then it's like, what was your last show? What did you do?
Yeah, they were also really good at negotiating back then because you'd be like, oh, I don't think we want to do that. I'd be like, that's fine. You won't be on that episode
Yeah.
and you won't be paid. And then you're like,
They were-
that was good negotiating. Okay, we'll do it. You know,
you're
like,
we were in Costa Rica and they're like, if you want another season, you're going to have to make out with that guy. And I was like, fine, I'll take one for the team. I'm like, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah,
And he was
totally.
gay. Didn't know until after I made out with him. That's neither here nor there. Okay, I want to play a quick game with you guys to wrap things up. Okay, the game is called
All right.
Two Truths and One Lie. And
Okay.
what we're going to do is you guys are going to tell me 3 facts about yourselves,
Okay.
as outrageous as you want them to be. But one is going to be a lie, and I have to try to guess which one is not true.
Okay.
all right, Heidi can make him up.
Okay.
Heidi's got this.
I don't know
You've been
because you haven't
practicing. 'Cause I
feel
brainstorming
like
with me. You said
you
they're
guys
all
could have
stupid.
some crazy fucking truths.
I
So,
said
like-
to you, you can come up with them.
All right.
Okay.
I didn't want the pressure.
And in no particular order.
Okay. We once
I can't.
spent our last money on a one-way trip to Costa Rica with all of our dogs and our belongings, thinking
Okay.
we'd never return to
Oh,
America.
Wow. Okay.
I had my back shaved surgically.
Holy fuck. See, I knew you would have good ones.
And this is why I told you to come up with them.
I'm already like, I don't know.
Mine were like, I like sushi.
I still, to this day, have one of the top 3 best-selling Us Weekly covers.
I believe that. Okay, I'm going to go with Costa Rica not being true.
Oh, wait, one's supposed to be a lie.
Oh, fuck.
I said all 3 true.
Well, all right, that's fine. We just learned
Heidi
a lot
aced
about
the
you guys.
game.
Yeah, good job.